It's the Truth Conductor up in the house. I do not own the rights to this music. Emerald City from the CD Just What You Need by Brian Simpson. Good Sunday morning to everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Boy, it's cold in DC this morning. Boy, it's cold. And I mean, we just had some 80-degree weather just the other day, and now it's in the 20s. Ain't gonna get out of the 40s. Tomorrow it'll be in the 60s. A lot of people gonna get sick too, man. That's the sad part about this. Uh, but man, I wanna talk about this. I want to talk about this money that we sending over to Ukraine, cause we might be making a mistake, man. We just might be making a mistake doing this, because and here's my reasoning saying that we might be making a mistake, because a lot of people don't have no respect for us anyway as a country. We're not getting any respect whatsoever. If you think America is being respected as a country right now, man, you crazy. This is why this war is going to spiral out of control. Because don't nobody respect America. And we know this region is corrupt. Why are we sending billions of dollars unchecked to this region when we know it's corrupt? And what makes it even worse, when you ask a question like this, people want to start labeling you like some Russian propagandist. Because you're saying, hey man, wait a minute. Why are we sending all this money to these people who corrupt? They don't give a damn about their own people. They didn't give a damn about their people before the war. Okay, and now and this is what a lot of people don't want to come out and say out loud. What you're seeing in Ukraine right now is a classic example of white on white hatred. Let me say that again. See, what you're seeing in Ukraine right now is a classic example of white on white hatred. This is what we're talking about. This is white people that are trying to annihilate other white people off the face of the earth. Okay? And don't nobody want to put it in them terms. See, they want to right now, if you take a Ukrainian and a Russian and stand them side by side, you wouldn't know who's who. Let me say that again. If you took a Ukrainian and a Russian and you stood them side by side, you wouldn't know who's who. You wouldn't know. And see, and here's the problem. This is why I have a problem with the current administration that we have. They like to manipulate people's emotions. See, every decision they want you to make it from an emotional standpoint. Okay? Because they can't justify nothing. So the only reason they can do is play on your emotions. And if you look at it, a lot of this stuff with the Ukrainian war, emotions are being manipulated to get what they want. See, I was down there last Sunday. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a nasty crew down there from Ukraine. I can say that. The people, I was down protesting last Sunday. By the way, African students were being treated in Ukraine. Look what they did for me. They tried to get me locked up. Okay? And this guy Let me show y'all. I'm looking at this guy right now, and I'm saying, man, I should knock the fuck out. I should knock you the fuck out. You got your hands on me. I'm looking at, man, I should knock you the fuck out. But I know if I hit him, I'm going to jail. Even though he got his hands on me, they're going to lock me up. Okay? Because, see, they didn't see this. They didn't see this at all. Okay? And at the time, the guy that took the picture, he sent them to me on social media. He said, man, I saw what they did to you. Just last Sunday, they was trying to get me locked up in front of the White House. Because I was down there protesting how they treating African students in Ukraine. Okay? And I'm just saying, man, there's something wrong. Too many emotions are being pressured to make decisions about this thing. And anytime somebody try to manipulate your emotions for a decision, man, something is out of place. Something is out of place, man. And people act like they don't realize that when people are manipulating your emotions, they hiding something. And the question is, what are you hiding? Because you're manipulating my emotions to try to get me to a point to agree with you. And when you stand up and question it, now you're working for Russia. And I've been down in front of the White House over 2 years. But now, all of a sudden, I work for Russia. Shit, my bank account don't say that. if I'm gonna be down there for it, you can cool believe I'm gonna be getting paid. Okay, I've been down there over 2 years, man, every day. Good morning. Hey, Tracy. Good morning to you, brother. So all I'm saying, y'all, listen. War is nasty. I look like a black Russian. Man, you know what? I'm going to show y'all today. If my car crank up and I get down to the White House, I'm going to show y'all I'm going to show you a statue of a black Russian, young boy, in D.C. on the campus of George Washington University. There's an actual statue of a black Russian in Washington, D.C. A lot of people don't even know that. But there he is. Young kid, man. A young kid. From back, way back. And you know, if they gonna give a statue to him, he must have been important. Okay? But there is a statue of a black Russian in Washington, D.C. Okay? And all I'm saying, man, let's take a look. Let's ask some questions. Where's all this? Because these are our tax dollars. And I think we have a right to know where that money is going. And see, and these cats will get over there and line their own pockets and then turn their backs on us. See, this is my concern. You getting all this money, and then you'll turn around after you done got the money and turn your back on us. You see, they famous for that. And we act like that ain't a possibility. You see, so we need to put the brakes on some of this stuff to make sure, man, this money is going to its intent. All right? That's all I'm saying. Let's make sure this money is going where it's at, because we know the region is corrupt. And they're already lining their pockets. They're already lining their pockets with this money. Okay? I got a guy over here say that money gonna line the people's pocket. Bullshit. It ain't. And see, and here's another thing that the world don't want to acknowledge. We're talking about white on white hatred in Ukraine. Let me say that again. See, in Ukraine, we're talking about white on white hatred. Now, if white people treat other white people the way they're treating them in Ukraine, shit, rest of the world ain't got a chance, buddy. If they treat each other this way, what you think they'd do for somebody that look like me? What you think they'd do for somebody that look like me? Okay? I mean, see, this is what we're dealing with. And we don't want to talk about it, man. We don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want to come up with and another thing. I might as well, since I got this opportunity, um, uh, since I got this opportunity. See, another problem we have that we ain't addressing, black on black crime is out of control. And don't nobody know how to address it. In DC, man, it's ridiculous. Just last week, we had a 30-year-old doctor, 30-something, 31, 32-year-old doctor, get hit by his own car. They carjacked him. Get killed. And hit him with his own car. I called out on Twitter how bad black on black crime was. I had a girl tell me I was a traitor. She told me I was a traitor because I called out black on black crime. And that evening, a young girl sitting in her car with her kids got shot in the head and killed in front of her kids. That's just last week here in DC. And if you notice, man, inner city crime is off the chain. And ain't nobody got no solution for it. See, we got to find out how to give these young men some purpose, a reason. Because right now they ain't got no reason, they ain't got no purpose, and they ain't got no respect. Only thing they respect is Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all of the other materialism, the Jordans. That's the only thing they respect. Materialism. And we need to address that, man. These are our kids that are out of control. And we ain't got no answer for it. And when you stand up and say something about it, like I'm doing, see, now I'm a coon. I'm an Uncle Tom. I'm a sellout. Because I'm bringing a sensitive topic to the forefront to speak on it. I ain't got to lie to you, man. If you Twitter, man, the girl told me I was a traitor because I called out young black men that's terrorizing our neighborhood. I'm a traitor for that. And these are, see, this is the problem that we have, right? Can't nobody speak the truth. Can't nobody speak the truth, man. See, people want truth what the way they, so it won't be offensive to them. But truth is truth, regardless. Truth is the truth. And if you notice, anybody that stand up to try to speak the truth, they want to silence that. You know, they don't want you asking questions. Yeah, what's going on? They don't want you asking questions, man. You can't ask, are there any other alternative solutions to COVID? You know, what alternative solutions do you have? See, you're only supposed to take the shot. That's it. Don't ask no questions, man. You know, when you ask questions, you unpatriotic. And look, all of a sudden now, just not in the distant past. Look how people were pressing you to get a vaccination, and now all of a sudden they lifting the mask mandates. And before the year's up, they're gonna change the mandates for vaccinations. You see, now that they done made the trillions of dollars that they can make off this, that we're paying for, but we can't ask no questions. Is there an alternative? Is there anything cheaper? You see, that's the part that upsets me. You know, they won't even let you ask, hey man, don't you have a cheaper alternative than this? Do you have another alternative? Everything has, you know, different ways to go home. You don't go home the same way every day. Well, most of y'all do. Most of y'all go home the same. You don't never change your route. That's why, how come you don't know you being followed? because you don't go home a different way. You get into a pattern and people know your habits. You see, but this is what we've come to, man. And the same thing is happening with Ukraine. When you start questioning what's going on in Ukraine, now all of a sudden you ain't patriotic. You see, you're not sympathetic to the cause. And see, let me tell y'all something. Here's why I have a problem. The current leadership that we have in place in the United States like to manipulate your emotions for you to make a decision. And the problem I have with Ukraine is they're manipulating a lot of emotions, man, to get what they want. And I honestly believe, man, these cats gonna get all our money and then turn around and tell us to kiss their ass after we done gave them all this money. You know, we ain't getting no guarantees for this, man. You see, and then Ukraine will turn around and kick us in the ass after we done gave them all of that money. That happens, man. And this is what this is what we got to say. This is what we got to ask. Is that possible? Where's this money going? You know, is it gonna get to the people? And I would venture to say most of it ain't. But, you know, what can I say? All right. So listen, man. I'm going back down. I'm going back down to the White House today. I'm going back down there today. Because last Sunday, they tried to bum rush it. Last Sunday, they tried to bum rush a brother, boy. I ain't lying. They had me. I mean, I don't know if I showed y'all the pictures or not, but man, them cats was all up on me. They had hands on me down there last Sunday, and I'm going back today. I'm gonna show them. I'm going right back down there today. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. I'm going right back down there today. They put hands on me last Sunday, and when the guy touched me, I looked at, man, look at this guy. I looked at this guy, man. I was saying, man, I should knock you the fuck out. That's what I'm thinking. I should knock you the fuck out. But I've been down there long enough to know that if I hit him, if I hit him, if I hit him, they're gonna lock me up. Look how he handling me, man. Got his hands all over me. And where that broad at? Where's she at? Oh, this the broad. This the broad right here. This broad tried to get me. See, they blocked me in. I was playing my music, and they took the signs and put down in front of my speaker and tried to block me in. Well, you know, I'm going to get up and move. Okay? And when I got up to move, they didn't want to let me move. This babe was standing right in front of me, and I ran right over her ass. Okay? Because she didn't want to move. I ran right over her. So she go to Secret Service to try to get me arrested. And they said, wait a minute, come on over here, let's talk this out. And I saw the agent yesterday. He said, man, if you want to get the numbers to the thing, you know, I got him. And I said, dude, he said, I saw them block you in, man. He said, I wrote on the report that they had you blocked in. And I showed him that. He said, I knew it was something out of place for you to respond the way you did. He said, but don't worry about it. Okay? Because we squashed that. We saw what happened. And all because I didn't go along. I was protesting how African students and even down in front of the White House, man. They down there manipulating people's emotions. You know, they down there manipulating people's emotions. So I'm going back today. I'm going back down there. It's cold, man. I got my blanket. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna play my music. Like I'll do all it. Because it's gonna be in the 60s tomorrow. It's in the 40s today. It's warming up. Daylight saving time, man. It's warming up. Okay? It's warming up. So I'm just saying, man, let's be practical about what we're doing. That's all I'm saying. Let's be practical, man. I'm sympathetic, man. I feel sorry for what's going on, but you know, if I take a Ukrainian and a Russian and stand them side by side, you wouldn't even know the difference. See, if I take a Ukrainian and a Russian and I stand, you wouldn't know the difference. You couldn't tell who was who. But look how they treating each other. You wouldn't even identify who's who. Okay? Now, I ain't got time for no politics. I ran for mayor. That's a 24. Politics is a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week job. That's what politics is. You on call 24 hours a day, man. 7 days a week. That ain't my lifestyle. I earn a Saturday as a Sabbath. I wouldn't make a good politician. Because from Friday night to Saturday night, I ain't doing nothing. I'm honoring God. A lot of people going to church today. Okay? But yesterday was my Sabbath. All right? That's when God is listening. That's when he designed. See, a lot of people ain't never said, well, damn. The calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. But why does your week go from Monday to Sunday? Let me say that again. The calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. But your week starts from Monday to Sunday. Why is that? Why is it? How come we can't follow the calendar? That's a good question. That's a good question. Why can't we follow the calendar? This is the first day of the week right here. And people are treating it like the seventh day of the week. Like the Sabbath day. Yesterday was the Sabbath. Okay? I mean, this is my first full month into really understanding. I might do, but I wouldn't run. I ain't running for nothing, man. I ain't getting in that game, man. That's a dirty game. Politics, you have to be an expert liar, man, to be a politician, because a lot of this stuff you saying ain't true, and you know it ain't true. But it's what people want to hear. And that's what you got to be able to tell people what they want to hear with a straight face. That's all politicians do. They tell you what you want to hear with a straight face to get what they want. You see? And we act like we don't realize that. We don't understand that. But our politicians tell us what we want to hear. So they can get what they want. And that's it. And then once they get in there, it's hard as hell to get them out. Unless they do something stupid. See, and the biggest problem we have in American politics right now is we need term limits. And Nancy Pelosi and Schumer and what's his name out of Kentucky, all of man, they should have been gone, man. They've been sitting. You've been sitting up on the hill for over 30 years, and ain't nothing changed. What other solution can you offer if you've been there over 30 years? What solution can you come up with now that you couldn't have not already put in place in 30 years? And you're going to run for re-election on what? For what? What you going to do different that you couldn't have done already in 30 years? And see, these are the questions Americans don't want to ask. And all of these politicians that's sitting up on the hill, 20, 25, and 30 years, look how many young people they have discouraged from wanting to participate. Look at the talent they have stifled because they want to hold on to a seat. We got, look, John Lewis died in office. Okay? Eleanor Holmes Norton probably will die in office. And the only thing they can hold on to was they walked with Dr. King. That's all they got. Because they walk with Dr. King, they can sit on a seat for 30-some odd years. And you ain't supposed to challenge them. That's the problem I have with this. See, because see when you call stuff out like this as a black person, man, I told y'all, I had a girl on Twitter to tell me I was a traitor. because I called out black on black crime that these young black boys are committing. She told me I was a traitor to the black community. And then that evening, a young girl got shot in the head and killed in front of her own kids by two young black men. But I'm a traitor for calling them out. And see, and here's the sad part about this. See, our black kids can commit crimes and hide among us. And people scared to say, open up their mouth and say, there he is right there. They scared to say, there he is, that's him, that's who you're looking for. They're afraid. Okay, that's how bad our community done got. And it ain't getting no better. And everybody, I keep trying to tell y'all, man, we all are at risk. Absolutely, man. If we, and see, don't nobody, and Americans don't want to call for term limits. Okay? Americans don't want to call for term limits. We need some term limits, man. So these people can not go up in there and not only do we need term limits, but they shouldn't even be able to invest in any stock. They got inside information, man. Do y'all know that 1 2-year term in Congress would give you a pension for life and medical for life? Did y'all know that? For 2 years of service in Congress, you get a pension for life and you get medical for life for 2 years of service. That's why a lot of them trying to get up in there. Because for 2 years of service, you get a pension and medical. And you can cool believe that medical is the best in the world. You can cool believe that. Their medical is the best. They ain't scrounging down here with the bullshit we have to deal with. See, that's Congress. And a lot of Americans are not even privy to that information. 2 years, man. They got a pension and medical for the rest of their life. What's his name? Jesse Jackson Jr. Still getting paid on disability. He went to jail. Jesse Jackson Jr. still getting a check from Congress. Still getting a check from Congress. And he went to jail. Still getting a check from Congress. Y'all didn't know that, did you? See, but y'all talking about something. Let's go, Brandon. Brandon can't help you. Brandon can't help you. And you run around here talking about let's go, Brandon. Man, you better be paying attention to what some of these folk are doing. And notice, all of these folk on the left and the right that's fighting each other, all getting screwed at the pump. Notice all these people that are fighting each other, that's hating each other, all getting screwed at the pump. And they won't even come and say, man, wait a minute. Why all of us are getting screwed? But yet we hating each other. And we still paying the same gas prices. See, you can talk about the left or the right all you want to, black or white all you want to, but you still paying the same damn price at the pump. And you still hating each other. And you can't even come together to try to figure out how to lower the gas prices for everybody. See, that's what we're dealing with right now. Man, folk don't want to come together and say, man, wait a minute, stop this foolishness. They got us fighting for a reason. So they can rake us over the coals like they raking us. And because we are in such opposition to one another, we ain't gonna come together for no boycott. Because we see, somebody figure, oh, I ain't gonna help them. You helping yourself. See, you talking about you ain't gonna help them, you helping yourself. And you won't even come and protest against high gas prices. Because and let me tell y'all something. This is a time you need to be trying to Make sure you're not out here by yourself. Because when the shit hit the fan, all these people that hating each other, that ain't got nobody that they can turn to, that ain't got no friends, man, you're going to suffer. If you're going to be by yourself, you're going to suffer. And this is what's happening. If and that's true. That is absolutely true. But the question is, how can you reach these young men? Because a lot of them ain't got no education, man. A lot of them high school dropouts. See, they've seen that they can be a rapper and make millions and get all the pussy they want. See, that's why a lot of these young boys, see, truth be told, why they in this rap game. Because they know as long as they got a pocket full of money, man, they can have a pick of the litter of your daughters and granddaughters. They can have a pick of the litter. And they'll use them, abuse them, and dump them back among us as damaged goods. And they ain't got a high school education, man. And making millions of dollars. Don't know how to invest it. You see, probably can't even read and write properly. But as long as you can sell sex, death, and drugs, they'll pay you. And this is what our community has boiled down to. Notice, man, in the black community, out is athlete or entertainer. Notice that. Okay? Notice, for the black community, if you want out, you either got to be an entertainer or an athlete. That's it. Rarely do you see business people come out of the black community successful. Rarely do you see a business person come out of the black community successful. All of the success is either athlete or an entertainer. That's it. That's it. Okay, and that's all they see. And a lot of them ain't got the education to be no athlete. So what else they gonna turn to? Entertainment. And let me tell you something, man. If we could get young white kids to stop supporting this rap, we might make a dent. See, black folk bootleg. You come out with something in the black community, they gonna bootleg that shit. They ain't getting that by. See, white people will buy the original. Black folk, they gonna bootleg your shit and be selling it on the cheap. But if we can get white kids and notice, man, they know, listen to some of them. They know all the lyrics to that music. Listen to some of them white kids, man. They know all them lyrics. All of them N-word lyrics, they know all that shit. And can say it verbatimly. If we can get them, this guy Travis Scott that had this concert down here where all these people got killed. Majority of that crowd was white. The majority of that crowd, because them the ones that's got the money to pay them kind of prices. See, black folk ain't got that kind of money, man. And these are some of the things we got to deal with. But because when you try to talk about them, when you try to bring it out in the open, see, I'm just as hard on white people as I am on black people. Because all of us got some isms in the closet. Ain't nobody perfect. Black folk got shit with them too. But the only problem is when you're black and you try to talk about the L's in the black community, that's when they want to label you a traitor or an Uncle Tom or a coon or a sellout, because you trying to address some issues that are impacting us all. You see, and then you get labeled a coon or a sellout. You see, because you bring up the topic. See, you ain't supposed to talk about the black dysfunctions in the community out in the open. Because you're gonna give white folks some ammunition. They don't need no ammunition. See, this is why black people can't be criticized. Because they think that you're giving white people some ammunition. They don't need no ammunition. None whatsoever. But in the meantime, we're held hostage in our own community by our own people. Our own little young boys got the black community here. Shit, don't buy a new car. Buy a new car, take it to a black community, and see how long it'll be before somebody try to steal it or break into it. That's how bad stuff is gotten. And it's the inner cities where that crime is bad. Go out in the suburbs, man. Go out in the suburbs. You ain't got that kind of stuff. They got, believe it or not, man, they still got places in the country that folk don't even lock their doors. It's some places like that. I remember in my lifetime, we didn't have to lock our doors, man. In my lifetime, I'm 69 years old. And I remember in my lifetime when we didn't have to lock our doors. We didn't have to lock our doors. When nobody coming in there either. But now, shit, leave your door open. Yeah, all your shit will be gone. All of it will be gone. Okay, what time is it? Oh yeah. So anyway, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. We got a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, some of it is very painful and uncomfortable. Because we got some painful, uncomfortable conversations we need to have that most folk don't want to have because they're afraid to have these painful, ugly, uncomfortable conversations. And we need to go on and get them out of the way and have them so that we can, once and for all, get this buried, man. We ain't gonna change this overnight, y'all. It ain't gonna change. It's too embedded to change. But we can start the conversation so that maybe 5, 6, 10 years down the road, maybe somebody will have an answer for this. But at least we should start the conversation. And that's all I try to do, is get on here, man, and start a conversation. An uncomfortable conversation that people don't want to have. You see, because again, you know, black people just got as much isms in their closet as white people. We all got some isms, man. We all got some stuff that we don't like. You know, and see, let me give you an example. Like that judge down in Louisiana that was caught saying, nigger, 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 like roaches, nigger. She never thought in her wildest imagination, in her own house, that would get out. And it did. And we got a lot of folk behind closed doors that are saying and doing a lot of foul shit, that are in some prominent positions. But when they get in the positions, they put their mask on and say, and this is what we got to deal with. You ain't got to cheat to win, man. You ain't got to cheat to win. Okay? You ain't got to cheat to win. You don't have to cheat. Okay? Use your integrity. And that's hard. Because right now, right is wrong and wrong is right. See, we got to get back to right is right and wrong is wrong. You say what you mean and mean what you say. And that's what I'm finding that people are uncomfortable with. Somebody that ain't afraid to speak the truth. And that's what I try to do, man. I call a spade a spade. Example, this girl over in Russia, this basketball player, okay, shouldn't have never had them vape. I'm sure she knew that shit was illegal. Why would you go over there and do that anyway when you know it's illegal? Yeah, my mama used to always say, "Baby, you can make it. You have a perfect right to make any decision that you want, but you don't have the right to determine what the consequences gonna be." And this is what people are doing. Man, they're making decisions, and they ain't considering the consequences that come with them decisions. And this is the problem. Okay? We gonna have to get back to respecting one another. For regardless to what your opinion, you have a right, man. Regardless to how fucked up it might be. If that's your opinion, that's your right. And we gotta start respecting people's opinions. And where we can correct them, we can correct them. If we can't, then keep it moving. See, hate will destroy itself. Let's say that again. See, all of this hatred that you see is going to destroy itself. Trump and the division that he have and all of this vindictiveness going to destroy itself. It's going to destroy him. See, because the Bible say you reap what you sow. The hole you dig, you're digging it for yourself when you dig it for somebody else. You see, and that's what we got a lot of people, a lot of vindictive people right now. And this is wrong, man. And they have normalized this in the world. This vindictiveness, this retaliation has been normalized across the whole world. Okay? That shit has been normalized. And that is what's destroying us. That's what's destroying us, y'all. And we can't see it. We don't want to accept it. And then when somebody try to speak on it, look at that, you sellout, you traitor, you coon, you Uncle Tom. Let me tell you, the Underground Railroad was a code system that was only known by us. Okay? And if you use if Uncle Tom was the code word on the Underground Railroad, that meant brave warrior. That's what Uncle Tom meant on the Underground Railroad, brave warrior. So if you thought Uncle Tom was a buffoon or a clown, that's as far as you went. See, because if you didn't get the code right, that was it. Wasn't nobody gonna trust you. Like, if you use the name Nat Turner on the Underground Railroad, they wouldn't trust you. Nathaniel means God sent, and he was hanged in Jerusalem, Virginia. You see, that was the code. So if you came up and said Nat Turner, they ain't gonna touch you. What? Because Nathaniel is the correct password. Nathaniel Turner, not Nat Turner. Nathaniel Turner is the correct password. Okay? I just turned the light on for somebody. Somebody like, damn. And to prove my point, more black folk know each other by nicknames than they do their real names. Let me say that again. Most black folk know each other by their nickname than they do their real name. The Underground Railroad. That's all the Underground Railroad was. Nicknames. Okay? If you came to DC back in the day, man, I tell you, go to Heron Hill or Good Hope, because rarely you would see a Georgia man in either one of those places. What I just said, man, you trying to hide? Go to Southeast or Georgetown. Because rarely would you see a slave catcher whose nickname was a Georgia man. See, everything had a nickname in the black community because that was the code. Okay, that was the code. We told stories in codes. And we were so good. Man, do you realize the Underground Railroad was the most successful organized crime in the history of America? Let me say that again. Do you realize the Underground Railroad was the most successful organized crime because it was against the law for you to help black people to get free? That was against the law. And under the 1850 Fugitive Slave Act, if you white person was convicted of trying to help a black person get freedom from slavery, that was treason. And you know what that meant? You would kill. See, we don't hear about the stories of white people that lost their lives, man, trying to help black people get free. Those stories are never told. Okay, and there were a lot of white people, man, that lost their lives trying to help black folk get to freedom. And we won't tell their stories. Their stories are dying on the vine, man. That's why I struggle so, man, trying to hold on to these Black History tours that I'm doing. Because if I ain't telling these stories, they're going to die on the vine. You know, so if I have to do it out to keep them alive, then I'll make that sacrifice. Because I'm keeping the story. Man, you don't know how bad sometimes. Man, I'm sitting in front of the White House and I see all of these kids, all these tourists in town. And nobody pick up the phone and say, hey, any Black History tours? Nobody everything. Black folk live in D.C. And when I came to D.C. in 75, we was Chocolate City. D.C. was Chocolate City. We ain't Chocolate City no more. we can't stay claim to that no more. We had it, but we ain't got it now, buddy, because gentrification has taken over. I mean, white people are coming back to D.C. in droves. They coming back, and they can afford it. And that's how so many people are being displaced, because they can't afford to live here no more. All right, but you know, these are the things that we have to deal with. Man, I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm gonna have some money. And if I had some money right now, man, I'd go post up at a gas station and say, first 100 people, free tank of gas. First 100, free tank of gas. Just come in, fill it up, and keep it moving. I give a police officer a couple $100 to just stand at the gas station, just make your presence so it won't be no shit. Can you imagine, man, if you could walk into a grocery store? Say, man, everybody in here, tell the manager, man, close the door. Everybody in here, I'm paying. I got their food. I'm paying for their food. I got them. Can you imagine that? See, you got people with money right now that just sitting on it for themselves. And then when they die, people be fighting over it. They don't want. I'm 69 years old, man. I don't need a whole bunch of cars and a whole bunch of houses. You know, I told you my Sabbath was yesterday. I honor Saturday as the Sabbath. And you know, one of my prayers yesterday was, Lord, please bless me to be a blessing. That's all I want God to do for me. Bless me, man, to be a blessing. So I can come out here and show folk how to be a blessing, man, without strings attached to it. See, that's what I want to do, man. If I ask you right now, who's the biggest philanthropist? What's going on, Strawberry? You know, if I ask you right now, who's the biggest philanthropist in the world? You wouldn't even know. That's the throne I want to sit on. To say, man, that cat was the biggest philanthropist in the world. Notice I didn't say America. I said the world. That's what I want to be. The biggest philanthropist in the world. I'm not talking about going through no organization. I'm talking about money coming through my hands. Okay, that I can bless somebody else with. Okay, I want it to come through these hands, not through no organization or through no whatever you set up. I want them to come. I want the money to come through my hands and be able to give somebody. You know, that's how I want to be a blessing, man. And this is a golden opportunity for somebody that has some money, man, to come out and start blessing folk. Be a blessing, man. And and see, here's the sad part. You got people that will flat out try to take advantage of a person that gives. That's why we don't. Thank you. See, that's why a lot of folk right now don't step up and try, because there's so many folk out here that want something for nothing. But see, I have a simple solution for that. I have a real simple solution for that. Because I am such a big giver, you ain't got to ask me for nothing. And see, anytime somebody come and ask me for nothing, if I got money and I'm a giver and you asking me for something, no, there's an ulterior motive with that. Because if you've been paying attention to me, all you got to do is be around me. You ain't got to ask me for nothing. You see, and that's how I determine who's who. The way you ask. You see, because notice and see, and believe me, let me tell y'all something. Deception can't stand no questions. Let me say that again. See, deception can't stand questions. When you start questioning deception, they get impatient. That's all right. They get now they're gone. Because you asking too many questions. And see, the problem with most folk, because they hear an emotional story and they don't ask questions. They just respond out of their emotions. You see, like example, like with this girl over in Russia. Oh, she locked up in jail. And the question is, what the fuck was she doing with them pens anyway? Why did she have them anyway? See, that's the question. Because if you go to a foreign country, you're going to be watched. Especially if you're famous. And if you're going into all these different shops, you think they don't know who you are? And you black and you almost 7 feet. So you stand out like a sore thumb. So people going to be watching you and seeing what you're doing. And she got caught. Because she thought she was still in America. See, a lot of Americans go to these foreign countries with American attitudes. And they get jammed up. You can't go to these foreign countries thinking you still in America. Doing the same crazy shit that you do in America. They don't play that. They don't play that. And this is what's happening. This is exactly what happened. So we need to have some sit down and talk about this stuff, man. We need to finally put it on the table and get it out. All of these myths, all of these misnomers that we've been holding on to. We need to talk about this stuff, man. Because see, truth be told, we all intertwined. A lot of us probably related and don't even know it. Truth be told, a lot of us probably related and don't even know it. And we fighting each other like cats and dogs, and we family and don't even know it. There are black people and white people right now related and don't even know it. They don't even know it and hate each other and their family. Right now, there are people that hate each other and family and don't even know it. See, because the bloodlines are all screwed up. The bloodlines are all screwed up, man. We back in 2016, Georgetown University had to finally admit that in 1838, they had to sell 272 slaves to stay afloat. They just admitted this in 2016. So DC was the pipeline to New Orleans for slavery. So when they sell you into slavery, you don't carry your old name with you. You take the new name that they give you. Let me say that again. See, when you're sold into slavery, you don't take the name that you own. They give you a new name. If you saw 12 Years a Slave, Solomon Northup, that happened right here in DC. And if you look at that movie, the whole gist of that movie was him getting a message back to a white man, come get me. See, because in DC, before 1835, you had to have 3 white people to vouch for you if you were free. And you had to put up a $50 peace bond. After the snow riots of 1835, that 3 white people went up to 5. That $50 peace bond went up to 500. Okay? Just to prove, and still, somebody could walk up to you white, take your papers, sell you into slavery, and you have to go get a message to somebody white to come and get you. Solomon Northup was lucky after 12 years. But what about those that couldn't get a message back? See, so the original bloodline has been abandoned. Now they had to start a whole brand new bloodline under a different name. See, because the original bloodline, when they sell you into slavery, you have to forget this. You got to pick up what they say who you are. And that's how our bloodlines are all screwed up in the black community. And a lot of us are related and don't even know it. That's just the reality, man. A lot of us are related and don't even know it. You notice how many black folk look like each other? Maybe that's why they say we all look alike. Maybe that's why, because so many of us are related. We look alike. Seriously. Think about that for 1 minute. Man, you ever said, man, damn, you look like, y'all look alike. We could be related. Because the bloodlines would change. The names would change. It's just that simple. And let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Every black person in America is the product of somebody that wouldn't quit in the belly of that ship. If you are black in America right now, somebody, that first person that came in the belly of that ship, that was down there for months praying, crying, survived. Because if you didn't survive, You're at the bottom of the ocean. Every black person is the product, man. Somebody that wouldn't give up. And a lot of times we don't acknowledge them people. A lot of times we don't want to pay homage to them people. But those are the heroes. The ones in the belly of that ship that wouldn't give up. Why I'm here today. Somebody didn't give up. That's why I'm here today. And those stories are dying on the vine, man. They're dying on the vine. Okay? Yeah. So that's my story, man. That's my story. Okay? It's my story. We all got some isms, y'all. We all got some shit in our closet. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect, man. Nobody perfect. Nobody. Everybody got some shit in their closet. Why can't we talk to one another, man? Why can't we be kind to one another? Why can't we be compassionate to one another? That's where it's got to start, man. We got to have some compassion with each other. We got to give each other the room to make a mistake, man. You make a mistake now, they want to demonize you. We got to give each other room to be who we are. And this is what's holding us back. Because a lot of people can't be who they are. A lot of people can't freely express themselves without being demonized or criticized or rejected. See, this is the stuff we got to get back to. Being human beings with one another. Understanding one another. Okay? All right, man. I got a little bit of gas. I'm gonna go see if the cat ain't gonna crank up today. We going down to the White House, buddy. We going to the White House again today. Yes, sir. I'll be down there. I'm coming. If y'all watching, I'm coming. Y'all try to get me locked up last Sunday, but I'll be back down there again in the middle of y'all playing some music. And who knows? I might play some of your music today. You never know. That'll fuck them up, boy. I go down there playing some Ukrainian music. I did that. One lady came after, well, it was last Wednesday. This guy walked up on me. I had met him before, and he asked me, could I turn my music down? The first time he did, I told him then. I said, man, I felt some kind of way about that. But he came up to me Wednesday. He said, you remember me? I said, yeah, I remember you. He said, man, I'm just coming over here by. So I tried to explain. So this lady came up, and she was talking to him in Ukrainian. And the conversation wasn't good and wrong because he was like, leave. I got this, leave. And whatever she was saying, he kept saying, leave, I got this. Okay, so she was trying to talk him against me. And when I started playing Ukrainian music, she was like, damn, he playing our music. Yeah, I'm playing your music. And I said, you feel like shit now, don't you? Yeah, I'm playing your music. And I'm going to go down there, man. I'm going to have me some fun with them cats, man, because I ain't scared. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid. I ain't never been afraid to walk off in no crowd in D.C. Whether it was Trump's people, Second Amendment people, whoever. Okay? Only thing I'm saying, man, I don't have a problem with you standing with Ukrainian people But see, we, we need to we need to put some checks on that money that we sending over there. And see, my thing is, how Americans gonna feel if we send all that aid to Ukraine and then Ukraine turn around and tell Americans to kiss their ass after we done sent them all that money? We know it's a corrupt nation. We know Ukraine is corrupt. We know that off the jump. We know that from Hunter Biden, that Ukraine is corrupt. Okay? So why are we sending money over there unchecked? We need to make sure these are our tax dollars, man. And then when you want to speak up and say that, you're like this old this guy right here. Let me show y'all. Let me show him. This guy. This guy gonna tell me I'm a Russian propaganda. This guy gonna tell me I work for Russia. I said, motherfucker, I've been down here over 2 years. What the fuck you talking about? Okay, look at how he got his hands on me, y'all. Look how the man got his hands on me. Look at it. This down in front of the White House, right here, last Sunday. Okay, last Sunday. Look. You see that? And they tried to get me locked up. They tried to get me locked up because I was protesting how Ukrainians was treating African students, and I went down there playing African drum music. That's all I played all day long was African drum music, and they didn't like it. Okay, that's what I know, and that's what Secret Service said. They asked me, "You want to press charges?" I said, "Man, fuck them. Ain't got time for that bullshit." I said, "I should have knocked them out." And I looked at him, and I'm telling you, man. Listen, you see how I'm looking at this guy? I'm deciding right now, man. I should knock the fuck. I'm saying, man, I should knock this motherfucker out. With him with his hands on me like this, I'm looking at, man, I should knock you the fuck out. But if I do that, they're gonna go to jail because that's all Secret Service is gonna see is my punch. See, they wouldn't have seen this. They wouldn't have seen that. All they was gonna see was me knocking him the fuck out. And then I get arrested. Okay, because that's all they saw. And that's it. And I'm looking at him, man. Because I know where I am. He don't know where he is. See, I know where I am. And this how they treated me. This is how they treated me in front of the White House. And then after I look, I'm right in the middle of them. See? And then after I came back, see, they trying to block my meal. I'm sitting here, I am. You see, wait a minute, let me. Look, you see how casual I am? You see I'm sitting there? Look, see, they saying, and I was talking, she was standing in front of me with her big old fat butt. I was talking about her jelly rolls on live. I made her get off in front of me because she wanted to stand on me, and I started talking about them big old love handles she had on her ass. She got her ass out the way. But look, see, they stood in line to block my music. They stood in a line, man. They were standing in line to block my music. And Secret Service time, he got just as much right to protest as you do. And see, my objective was real simple last Sunday. Because I know a lot of people down there were going live. And I just wanted to get the drum beats in the background. So that when people are sharing the videos, somebody, man, who is that? Why are they playing African drum beats down here? See, that was my objective because I know everybody coming down there gonna go live, and when they gonna go live, my drum beats. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all what I was playing so you can understand. Let me show you my what I was trying to do. Oh yeah, African beats. Here we go. This is the, see, I was trying to get this in the background of everybody going live. I put this on repeat. Boy, they was mad. Lord, they was mad. What? This all I played all day was this song. And every time they go live, see, I knew it's in the background. It's in the background. If you going live, that's gonna be in the background. See, they can edit it out of a video, but if it's live, they can't edit that. See, and so, you know, that was my thought pattern. Just get this African music in the background of everybody sharing this. And you had people from all over the country that was coming to that protest. And by it going to being cold today, see, it's going to be interesting to see how many people come today to that protest. So I'm gonna layer up, man. Get my blanket, wrap up. Shoot, I was a street vendor, man. I was a street vendor. So that's what I came from. Okay, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all something. I was a street vendor, and I ain't have no problem. Let me see. I know I got a picture in here. Where that picture at? Y'all see this guy right here? This is Yarrow Marmout. M-A-M-O-U-T. Y-A-R-R-O-W. M-A-M-O-U-T. That's his name. Matter of fact, this picture was drawn by a famous artist that drew President. This guy came to Georgetown. This is the only African that you can point to that came to America as a slave, bought his freedom, and bought a house in Georgetown. This guy, he was in his 60s when he bought himself out of slavery. And he bought a house in Georgetown. Yarrow Marmout was the financer of the majority of the black business, because he made it. Not only did he have a hauling business, but he invested in the first black bank in Georgetown. And to this day, they don't know where this man is buried. In his house, they tore that down and built 2 townhouses. But this is the only black man that you can say came to America as a slave and bought himself out of slavery and bought a house in Georgetown. Yarrow Marmout. Okay, from the Fulani tribe. That's him. Okay, and they had his picture. His picture hangs in the Georgetown Library right now. Matter of fact, this picture is down where Barack Obama and Michelle at the National Portrait Gallery. This picture is at the National Portrait Gallery right here. Okay, that's where this picture is. Okay, but just to show, see, there's some more history, man. That's just dying on the vine. I done met some interesting people. This guy, his name was William Bill Ace. He was a trip, man. This guy was the Atlantic and Pacific commander of the nuclear submarine program in the Navy, and he had that aggressive He had that cancer that's real aggressive. I think of it in a minute, but it's real aggressive. Like 6 months, it'll take you out of here. And this was the night before he died, right here. And y'all, let me tell you something. This man here was so sick. He was staying with a friend of his in Bethesda. And I met him through his sister. And he hired me as his driver because he was being treated at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. And 3 times a week, no, that's Georgetown, D.C. 3 times a week, I had to take him up to Johns Hopkins to get for him to get treated. And one night, we came back. This is about maybe 3-4 days before he died. He was so, man, that dude was so, he was in so much pain. Literally. He crawled. I got him inside the house and he literally crawled to his bedroom. He gave me the code to the garage to come in the house. When I came to get him, I had a code to get in his house. Shit. Pam would throw coins, money be all over the floor everywhere. And Bill, we walked in, Bill said, shit, she must think you're gonna steal something. Because my grandmama hit me to that. She used to tell me, baby, if you walk in somebody's house and you see some money, leave it there because they watching it. That's what my grandmama taught me. So when I walked in the house, I saw this money and coins there, and I'm like, I ain't touching that shit. Somebody watching that. And he said, she must think you're going to steal something. And I had a code to her house. I had a code I could get in her house. And matter of fact, before here, I was trying to get him and couldn't. Went to the house and came in there and he wasn't in there. And I knew where he was in the hospital and I went straight to the hospital. Okay? And say, man, what's going on? This when I found him. And the next day he died. Okay? The next day he died. And one time we were coming from Baltimore. And man, I had to always have the heat high as I could get it because he was always cold. And somebody did something. And he said, damn, nigger. I said, Bill, what's wrong with you, man? He said, he's done, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. I said, man, don't ever do that again. Don't disrespect me like that again. He used the N-word one time, and I corrected him. I said, don't ever do that to me again. Okay, and then again, it was spleen, not the spleen. Damn, it's aggressive, man. This is a real aggressive cancer. I'll think of it in a minute, but it's in the spleen down in that area, wherever, man. Because when it is bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's aggressive. And in 6 months, man, it took him out. And the sad part about it was his memorial service was going to be in Hawaii. And he said, man, I want you at my memorial service. I said, just let me know, Bill. And of course, that never materialized. You know, that never materialized. I was never able to go to his memorial service, and I was with him almost every day for 6 months. Almost every day for 6 months. William Bill Ace. That was my boy. He was a trip, but that was my boy, William Bill Ace. I drove for him. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, out of Michigan. Yeah, can you believe that? He was born in Michigan, just like me. Let me show y'all. See, I don't have no problem putting on my blanket. This is what I'm gonna do today. I'm going down there and I'm gonna wrap up in my blanket today. All right? Because it's cold. This was that rally that they had. Yeah, he was real. Yeah, now Bill was a trip. Bill Ace was a trip. He was a real trip. He was a trip. But he knew his stuff though, man. He knew his stuff. Matter of fact, we went to he one day he told me, he said, take me to Hay Adams Hotel. I said, what? He said, take me to Hay Adams Hotel. I took him to the Hay Adams Hotel. He said, now come on, let's go. I said, where we going? He said, we going to here and have lunch. I said, Bill, he said, if I can't have lunch with you in here, ain't nobody eating. And we went in there and we sat down and we had lunch. At the Hay Adams, right at 16th and I. That's what he wanted to do. Okay, he wanted to go. Man, the 3 days before he died, we went into this liquor store, and he bought all this wine, all of this wine for Pam, the lady that he was staying. They were friends for years, and he even bought his daughter a new Audi 750 or something. I mean, he spent some money. He before he left up out of here, he spent some money. But a lot of stuff he didn't have in writing. So because he didn't have in writing, they didn't honor it. A lot of them knew, and he told everybody he wanted me at his memorial service in Hawaii. And his daughter, she didn't want to buy no ticket. She didn't want to buy a ticket. She took that money and ran. She took that money and ran, buddy. I took that money and ran, the new car and everything. And she hauled ass. Never, not even. And like I said, man, almost every day. I was with him for the last 6 months of his life. They had a memorial service at this exclusive club in DC on Massachusetts Avenue. Damn, I can't think of the name of it, but it's exclusive. Okay, you got to have a membership to get in this club. And that's what his memorial service, and I went and I spoke at his memorial service. They wanted me to speak. But that was my man, Bill Ace. William Bill Ace. Yep, sure was. The American and Pacific commander of the Nuclear Submarine Division in the Navy. That's what he did, man. He worked on nuclear submarines. That's how he got cancer, from all that radiation. Okay? So when a lot of people get on here and be talking the talk about who I am, man, they don't know the stuff I've done. They don't know the contributions that I've made. They don't even know the people that I've helped. Okay? They don't know. But yet they want to paint you as this bad person, as this person that's out of touch. And yet they can't do half of the stuff that you do. Okay? Let me get out of here, man. Yeah, let me get out of here. I see y'all. Thank you for joining me, man.